At Life Terra we not only plant trees, we also go back to certain fields to measure the survival rate, the height and the status of the trees. That's very important to guarantee that we have information about the success of our plantings.
Our process for tracking the progress of tree planting projects relies on a robust measurement reporting and verification framework. We use satellite imagery for a broad overview, which we then combine with on-the-ground monitoring. To help us collect consistent and reliable data directly from our planting sites, we've developed our own monitoring app to be used in the field, ensuring our reporting is both accurate and verifiable. And the best part? It can be used by any citizen or tree planting organization that wants to monitor trees geolocated on our platform. This tool can estimate survival rates and even calculate the amount of carbon captured by the plantings. We'll show you how it works and how you can access it on our website. Let's hear Tiago, our tech expert, explaining how to use the app in the field.
First thing you do when you arrive to the field, you need to establish the radius of your sample plots. In this case, I'm going to select 3 meters, so then I can have these more or less 5-6 trees in each of my sample plots. If you're talking about denser plantings, you can go to up to 2 meters or even 1 meter per sample plot. Then we go to the map in the application and we find the first spot will be indicated in blue circles in the map. After we find that, we mark the center of our sample plots using or a measurement tape or some steps. You can have a notion of your total space of your sample plot. So I choose 3 meters. So I know all the trees more or less inside my sample plot has to be monitored, okay? After defining the trees that you're gonna monitor, you go to the first question, which is the spot in the area of the planting? Most of the time it'll be yes. Then we're gonna see that you guys have 4 groups: Life Terra broadleaves, and Life Terra conifers, or non-Life Terra broadleaves and non-Life Terra conifers. This is a way to help us to understand natural regeneration in our plantings. So for each category, we're gonna count and measure the average height of each of these groups. So let me start with Life Terra broadleaves. We have a Life Terra conifer here, we have a Life Terra broadleaves here, so we have 2 Life Terra broadleaves. Then we put it up to, and then you have the average height. You have one of them with more or less a meter, and the other one, it's a bigger one, with more or less, if the sun helps, 2 meters. So that means the average height of the Life Terra broadleaves in these sample plots is 150. So we put here 150, and then we go to Life Terra conifers.
The same measurement process should be repeated with all the other categories of trees listed in the app. Once you finish monitoring one sample plot, just head back to the map, find another sample plot, and continue until you've covered the entire planting area. It's that simple.
After you finish the whole area, we ask you to take some pictures. You can take some close-ups from nice trees like this, for example. But we also ask if you can take pictures of the whole zone, so we can have an idea of how the planting is recovering. And you also have a space to some comments. If you want to notice some particular issue that you see, or something that you really worked out that you see, or anything you want to let us know, you can put this in the comments and just submit your monitoring.
All the collected data is sent to the Life Terra platform. There, we use the tree density from your sample plots to estimate survival rates, and the tree height to estimate the amount of carbon captured. The results from each monitoring day are then published alongside other planting plot details on our website. This app was built not just for our Life Terra team, but for anyone who wants to monitor a planting we've geolocated. A direct link to the app can be found at the bottom of any past planting event page on our website.
So if you are planting organizations that have trees in our platform, or if you have participated in a Life Terra event, or you just want to monitor some trees that Life Terra has planted, access the respective event page, access the link to access the app, and start monitoring.
Climate change is here and climate change is happening. We hope that our trees survive and we do everything we can. However, we need to measure them to see how they're really performing and how we can track our success rate over time. By gathering a lot of data in the field, so to know the survival rates and the growth of particular species, we can measure the effectiveness of our plantings. Those lessons learned can then be applied in future plantings so that we become better at every time.
Life Terra is co-financed by the European Commission through the Life program.